case you haven't known, that's Rebecca on the piano. It's been a while since we've heard that wonderful piano, Rebecca. Glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm actually at the piano, though, not to be.
Okay.
So I'm not on it. I'm at it.
Okay.
Just so you know.
I got you.
Yeah. I don't really get on the piano.
Hey, it's 11 o'clock. Who wants to say good morning? Good morning. How are you? I got to see what's going to happen here today. They figured that if I was going to do a message for the morning, that I could do the whole thing. That sounds good. Hello. Come right in. Ask those two guys standing back there to come. Oh, that's a little girl back there. Excuse me. Better get my glasses on here. Is anybody here for the first time? I think I recognized every last one of you. So glad you could be here. Glad you're here. There's my daughter coming in. Come on in, sweetheart. We're ready to go here. We have a package of information that you don't need because you know everything. Today, you're here because of soup, I suppose, huh? Well, we got good soup coming on, so hang around. You know, it's pretty cheap, too. We usually charge $25, but for anyone who's here this morning, it's only $5. How's that sound? Okay? And if you don't have any money, just line up and go through anyhow. We're fine. So, LIT, Living Intentionally, today. See, the next meeting on that is Wednesday, May the 20th from 7 o'clock to 8:30. You know, that's really a good place to attend. I've been there twice. I'm going to go back this coming Wednesday. And they're going to discuss all the current challenges that might be in our daily lives. And it says we gather in our supportive community. It's just very supportive, very supportive. You want to know more about what we teach? Do you really want to know more about what we teach, or do you really think you know what we teach yet? If you want to know more about what we teach, why not take a class? You know? If you're new to the philosophy, and some people are, some aren't, or if you've just been around a while, it's kind of good to kind of brush up to say, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'll start doing that too. But Cheryl Getz, as she says right here, she's going to do an orientation, or orientation, I said that right, on May 31st at 12:30 in the Oneness Room, and you can sign up in the library and just come and be with those who want to be. Let's see, here's another message here. Start to declutter and reclaim your living space. Oh, that sounds familiar. Let me tell you. A rummage sale on June 18th to the 20th. Drop-off day is going to be Thursday, June the 18th. Now, you won't remember those things, so we're going to keep reminding you. That's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's followed by sale days, and you know those have always been very successful and kind of enjoyable by people who put them on and take care of business. And you know, it says right here on this, we are listening and we value your input. So look for a lavender form in the front of the seat there. You'll see it if you take a look. And in that, you can use it to submit comments or ask for a confidential prayer. And only a practitioner or minister will see those. And we'll take care of them for you right away. Just let us know. Stay in touch. And Julie is here. Julie, can you talk?
Yes. Well, the thing about this church is everyone is so fun and friendly, and sometimes one loses track of time, so I apologize. Yeah. But, yes, good morning, and thank you for doing my job. Oh my gosh. Anyway, he did mention that there is an informational Sunday. You did mention that, so you mentioned it also. Good morning, Rebecca is here, and she has not been here for a long time, and some of you know Rebecca, and some of you don't know Rebecca, but she's a very lovely talent. So good morning, and I think it is time for us to stand and sing for a congregational song, isn't it?
Sounds good. It's a little call and response.
I hear the music
It's brought me here to this present moment here to a new beginning here, and I've seen life more clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Good morning, friends. Oh, now it's time to go within, stay within that sacred space, knowing there is one mind, one energy, one power. And that power is mine now. And what I know to be true for myself, I know to be true for everyone, everywhere. That one mind is infinite. It exists everywhere, in, as, and throughout all creation. This being said, everything and everyone is connected. Each one of us is connected to everything else, animate and inanimate. My human mind tries to grasp the infinite, beautiful connections. This morning we are open to connecting with the message, the talent of the musicians, and the fellowship with like minds in attendance and online. With a grateful heart, I release these words to the law that always says yes. And if you can agree with any of this, please say with me, and so it is. In your bulletin, on the first page, in blue, there's an affirmation. Please say with me, today I open my heart to Spirit's message, and I'm guided and directed to my heart next right action, and so it is.
Good morning. So this is the reading out of the Science of Mind magazine for today. For the month, the writer of these daily guides is Reverend Christine Green. And I know she's spoken here during the time that I've been here. Many of you that have been here a while remember she's been here a few times to speak. I don't know if she's still located in Portland, but anyway. So today's reading, the title is Practice the Art of Allowing. The first quote is from Brian Tracy. Move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you are willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. And then from Ernest Holmes, since the only life you can have is the life of the Spirit within you, you need but permit its radiance to flow through your thought into self-expression. And so Reverend Christine writes, it was on a walk with my neighbor, and she led us down a street I had never been on before. A traffic sign on the corner said, no outlet. So I never ventured in that direction. It turns out at the end of the street, there's a path that connects to another neighborhood. I realized I had been walking in that neighborhood for 2 years and had never explored that area. Isn't that similar to life? We may struggle on the same path over and over again, not realizing that the newness we're looking for or the answer to a question is just around the corner. Sometimes it takes someone with a different perspective to show us the way. Sometimes it takes a brief moment of courage to try something new. Oftentimes I find that if I am willing to let go of my preconceived ideas or my attachment to wanting things to look a certain way, I can step back and allow something greater to be revealed. I have to resist the need to control the outcome and let Spirit take over. Holmes says, when a problem confronts you, take it into the silence of your consciousness. God does not have problems. Therefore, the divine mind is the answer to every human problem. It is helpful to be open to receive, whether receiving ideas or feedback from others, or listening to that still small voice of inner wisdom. There is a gift to receive when we allow something new. And the affirmation, I am willing to listen and allow inner guidance.
So good morning, everybody. Top of the morning. You know, we like to say good morning, and we realize that as time goes by that really and truly it's up to us whether it's going to be a good morning or not. Because it's always a good morning to what we know is what morning is all about. So glad to see you all here. Thanks for being here. You could have been someplace else, but you decided to be here. I like to hear that called divine urge. Something called you here. So welcome. Glad you're here. Our mornings and the rest of our days are exactly as good as we make them. We talk about that more than once. We wake up each day and what do we say? Good God, it's morning. Or good morning, God. We choose. You know, there's a quote by Paul Selig, the playwright, an author, an educator, and he's a psychic, whether that means anything or not. He said that in regarding to our concept of God is what we all have, really. It's a concept. He said if God is in all things must be lifted to that vision of the divine and are transformed by and through that lifting. And when you see with the eyes of Christ, you're attending to the world before you and all of its divine potential. That's what we are, walking potential. I like that. So, I find it pretty amazing and wonderful to think how important and powerful of a gift of language and words gives to us. You know, brings to us. It's the privilege of making that gift of God in evolution. Yeah, we got it all covered here. You bet. And it's for us to use that power of language to speak our word out into the listening ear of the universe and do more than just put our time in here on the planet. Do more than just get by. Do more than just live a life. But instead, use the opportunity to craft a life. Yeah, craft a life. Creating is our calling. That's our calling. We didn't just show up here on this unique planet of creative life and opportunity to just waste our moments and time on plunder and destruction. No. We came as stewards. We were assigned a task, a duty, an honor, a gift, a stewards of life, and to invest and install love. Love. Just let others verify existence, whatever they may be doing at the moment that has to show their love, not the destruction and the plunder and all that. Anyhow, I think it's a way of making use of our holy breath and discover the compass of our hearts. We have that. We'll talk a little bit about that. But before we get into our message of the morning, I want to pause and I'd like to share a humorous little short story that one of my cousins sent me recently. He's been an Episcopalian minister for 30 years and he's retiring. We just had our senior minister retire here just last year, so we know what retiring's all about. And what we decided to do is we have a team now in ministry and of volunteers who really are dedicated to serve you as well as we can and continue to expand our service and ask you to be a part of that. Part of what I've heard someone say, a beloved community. To become a beloved community is a participation and expanding our love to be there always. So this little story, I'm going to read this to you. It's a humorous story. He always likes to tell jokes at his congregation, he said. So he sometimes will send me something, but most of it I don't read. It wasn't funny to me. But this one I thought, I'll read this. A priest was being honored at his retirement dinner after 25 years in the parish. Unbeknownst to him, the congregation had a special honorable presentation of a local politician who was famous in the area. So this leading politician and member was chosen to make the presentation, gave a little speech at the dinner, but he was delayed. He was delayed, so the priest decided, well, he'd say a few words on his own while he's waiting. So he comes to the podium and he says, I got the first impression of the parish from my first confession that I heard here, and it wasn't good. I thought I had been assigned to a terrible place. The very first person who entered my confessional told me that he'd stolen a television set, he robbed several houses, and when questioned by the police, he's able to lie his way out of it. He stole the money from his parents, he embezzled from his employer, had an affair with his boss's wife. It went on and on. Numerous things. Taking illegal drugs as a love that he found. He had, well, never mind, I won't even go on to this. But he said, I was appalled that one person could do so many awful things, but as the days went by, I learned that my people in this parish were not all like that at all. And I had indeed come to a fine parish full of good and loving people. And just as the priest finished his talk, the politician arrived, full of apologies of being late. He immediately began to make the presentation, give his talk. He says, I'll never forget the day, that first day our parish priest arrived. He said, in fact, I had the honor of being the first person to go to him for confession. Hallelujah. First person. Well, in the meantime. So, where am I at here? You know, I have to have my notes. You know, I just respect so many of the pastors who can come up and just walk out of here and just start talking and have a great, great conversation. I'm 100 years old, and I don't miss it. Well, anyhow, as Christine Green wrote in another part of her magazine, Science of Mind magazine, that Kathy read out of, she said that we birthed the beloved community. We like to bring that up here. We beloved the beloved community by becoming a beloved community, by asking ourselves each day we arise, we say, what is mine to do today to make the world a better place? And then do it. There's a word that I came across in the writings of Anthony DeMello. He's a good author. He wrote a book that's got one title. It's called Awareness. Just that, awareness. It's pretty obvious to most of us that we cannot engage in anything without an awareness of the situation, really. We know that. And it's a factor that the quality of our involvement or the type of interaction we have with anyone or anything to be accomplish or serve or do, whatever we're talking about, it has a companion guide that we came into life and awaits our awakening and our awareness of its existence. That companion guide is the compass of the heart. We'll talk a little bit about that. You know, mystics claim that we were born with it as a spiritual, like a spiritual umbilical cord to our soul. It never leaves the home of spirit, and yet it abides as a true part of who I am, who we are, of ourselves. And now, before we get to go too far into metaphysics, I want to say this. My good Buddhist friend, you don't know him. He lives in Portland. Oh, you might. Anyhow, he speaks of the compass of the heart as the regulator of karma. What a thought. It really made me think about it. And it's just passed. I have to look into that more. I hear the word karma used all the time. I was once a steady practitioner of Buddhist practice before I came to the full New Thought philosophies. So I think it's wonderful that how many different approaches in spirituality and the source that we call God is available to the seekers. Wow. All you have to do is seek. Do it. You seek and find. Of course, Buddhism doesn't speak of God per se, but there's that which the inner being of a human being finds as a part of, I think, the greater power, or what do we want to call this, and it feels this connection, heart to heart, with other disciples of faith. I have good friends, and most all the disciples, Islam, Many Christianity. Another friend of mine who preaches and teaches in a Christian way only, Scripture's got to be Scripture, or it's not anything for life answers. He contacts me regularly for just conversation. We have a good time. I want to speak briefly though, about someone who's come into our life. I say our, I'm speaking of my darling wife, Phyllis, and myself, about a special care helper who's helping my wife, Phyllis, and me, and now. We have good conversations, and I can see that she always does her best to follow the urging of caring and serving. And she speaks of how she feels, this caught my heart when she said this, she feels blessed with her calling to be a caregiver. She looks upon it as a blessing. In all her visits and her conversations, I can see she always puts her care giving a priority. It's always about taking care, giving care. She treats us with respect, and in the case of my wife Phyllis and me, there's a sense of being treated with love. What a blessing. What a blessing. This to me radiates heart energy that has a divine influence. It's coming from someplace holy. We all know that a mechanical compass, getting back to a compass, I like compasses, they always display the point from the position the Earth's true centered north. There's a whole explanation about that. Magnetically, it holds its position true. We like to speak of our true north, and we've even made this thing called looking for our true north star, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty sweet, but I'm not going to go into that. We hold as dependable and true the direction the compass can point us to travel. I got one on my car, you know. I'm swinging around and through different areas. Like, wait a minute, I'm west or east. Where's the sun? You know, the sun's under the cloud. Well, okay, look at my compass. So, as far as the compass is concerned, we can know that the mechanical compass makes use of all that, and it helps us stay on top of things like that. It always points to true north, and the animals use it. Now, I remember Reverend Julie about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, but I remember this. She gave a message one time about how geese, migratory birds, seem to have a compass sense built into their senses to guide them on their migratory travels. It seems that geese and other migratory birds are thought to have special, I'm getting into science here, light-sensitive proteins called cryptochromes, which react to the Earth's magnetic field through the eyes of the bird. I don't know if that's true or not, but sounds good. Now, the word heart, the word heart, I see as a soft power source. Source that is directional, and it's action-rich with soft power, always true, always loving, always healing, always true. Don't we always say, just follow your heart? Why do we say that? Why do we say that to someone? If within us something springs, sparks us, it says, this is what I want to say in this moment. Just follow your heart. In reality, have we ever been forsaken by our heart? No. It's our emotions. It's our emotions that get us in trouble. Yeah, well, I'm going to that either, but we find the quality and the benefit with a blessed state of awareness. It's like an awakening. In that book that I was reading of the author, one word, awake, he talked about awareness. He says, after we have an awakening, next comes awareness. You got to wake up before you're aware of. Awareness becomes woven into our life to guide us further along our journey of life. Okay, that's just a statement. But in this book title, I was skimming through it and trying to do some speed reading and try to see what I could get out of it without having to read the whole thing. The author proclaims something. He says that spirituality, you got to understand the word spirituality. We just throw it out a lot, you know. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I feel like I know that about me. Well, it's a word that we're continually exploring, he says, a state of being, and trying to get a handle on the whats and the whys and the wherefores of our lives. In a simple truth, it can help us to understand it. If we'll see it, that it means waking up. Now, this gave me pause to ponder, because his claim, now listen to this. He claims that many, maybe most of us, though we don't know it, we're spiritually asleep. We're born with this asleep malady. A malady because they call it a malady because it's not our true north calling for being born. It's that energy calling us through the magnetic pull of the compass of the heart to be awake, to be aware, to the magnificence of who we are and who we're capable of, what we're capable of, and who we're capable of being. Now, I read further. He stated that it's thought to be by many as a genuine connection with whatever we hold as holy and divine, transcending religious practice. Nothing to do with religion. And it focuses on a transformative relationship with what we may hold, whatever we hold as a higher power. And the author of the Book of Awareness says this. I kind of dug that. He says, it can seem that we are purposely born with a physical body into a physical world, that from the get-go, we're caught up in the siren song of the world's glamour to pull us into seeing and judging always by first appearances. We come in hungering for touch and care and safety, and not truly knowing it, but in a discovery state, because we haven't become awake and aware to what is holding us and growing us and in us as eternal divine love. The constants. Love. Love. We just come in wanting what the world is training us to want. And while those who care for us are doing their best, doing the many things to care for us, teach us to love us, train us in the version of their understanding of the world, and all the while, the compass of our heart is steadfastly growing, operating, beginning to beat, and become aware and awake of its true North Star, the starlight, seen in the experiences, always ready to shine forth and light our way in with what is called true spirituality. And we wake up someday. We all reach a point where we either wake up and we just continue in and on that journey, or we decide, let's go back to sleep. It's much more comfortable doing that. But when we do awake to this state of spirituality, waking up like he puts it in his poetic way, awakening like a morning awakening as we shed the drowsiness and the dreams of religious dogma, all the dogmas calling us to do it our way, the only way. Their way to live, find forever life in their ways of dealing with the world. We all are born out of bodies created out of the mud of the mother, the dust of the earth. And in some ways, we're taught to carry a shame in us. Now, I speak from experience in that way. And I'm not going to speak for totally others, but I know I've spoken with others. We hear some in religious power telling us that we all have sinned. We were born in sin. Therefore, we have inherited unworthiness, and only I have the answer. However, there's a truth. Many of us hunger for spirituality more than religious offerings. I know this is why some of us are here today. Spirituality more than religious offerings. And there's many in all religions. And the truth is, you can be spiritual without being religious. Yeah. True spirituality asks nothing and gives you a chance at genuine connection to what the compass of the heart is trying to point to. Yeah. I don't know. I sometimes get off on a tangent, and I know I got to rein it in. But this transformative path is what I like to call it. Will lead us to the mountaintop, and it does it in every way. There's so many paths to that mountaintop, and it transcends all the religious practices into oneness. Yeah, we realize that many of us are all part of the oneness, the I am power. But we can allow ourselves to swim in these deep waters of this divine love and feel the awakening. You know, it seems that so many mystics, if you begin to study in religious science, you'll see that we talk about mysticism as part of some of it. Down through the ages, these mystics have tried in so many ways to urge us to understand what it means to awaken and get past the glibness. So the claim is that most of us, being born asleep to our true magnificence, will live our lives asleep, marry asleep, breed children in our sleep, may die in our sleep without ever waking up. And that scares the heck out of me sometimes. If I just think, oh yeah, what's he trying to say here? But the truth is, I think, aside of momentary glimmers, it's just simply we miss the full understanding. We just miss it of the loveliness and the beauty of this thing called human experience, and simply live a type of human existence. We get settled. We get settled with that. Maybe hoping to live to see 100 years. You know, we talk about that sometimes. But what I think that's saying is that it's not the length of time of our lives, but it's the depth of our life that counts. That was Emerson. Yeah, I'm sure it is. But I think it's life enhancing for us to look at the lives of all the great spiritual teachers that have appeared down through the ages. In our teaching of Science of Mind, we don't deny that Jesus was definitely a spiritual being, had a physical body. There was a purpose behind it, having his own human experience and the depth of his life becoming the Christ. How about Buddha? I don't want to leave Buddha out. Buddha was asked by his people who followed him, who are you? Asking us to follow you. Are you a god? Are you a diva? Who are you? And he would simply smile and say, I'm awake. I'm awake. And that's all he asked. That's all he needed to say. So if you don't awaken from the dream state that is so prevalent in the physical world, as we move through our life, we just might miss the boat of why we were born. Why did we come to earth? There's a great song like that. Could it be the greatest thing? Could it be that the deepest way of living and the most fulfilling way of life to not just live out our days, but is to wake up and use the tools that are given us to understand what Jesus was doing, what Buddha was teaching, and all the others. My friend who, Allah is great. Allah is great. The source of all life cannot be held captive by our descriptions. As I say this, I know that it infers that we do have a state of being that's available to us. I say that something as us is always ready to be discovered. I'm not telling you anything new, I know. And you probably won't take that away as new today. But it can come to us, all this can come to us through any way that we follow the compass of our heart. It can come to us through the hand of Jesus Christ, touching our heart compass and saying, follow me. I go to prepare a place for you. Oh, yes, absolutely. It can come to us from standing and saying in a mosque, God is great. Allah is great. And the same thing with Buddha when it says, follow, who are we to follow? Who are you? I'm just awake. And in their beginners' minds, we learn that it's all about the source, the oneness that we all are part of. And I can only speak from my own compass of the heart. And you know, I've learned many things, but I got a lot more to learn. When I was 35 years of age, I'm thinking back on this, I was traveling to Boise, Idaho, and kind of a snowy day. I was going to get there from up over the mountains and so on. Dang, here was this car slid off the road. And I saw that the tire was turned funny. It was flat. Well, it had chains. So I pulled over. It was a woman traveling with two kids. And so I could change a tire. I changed tires. I pulled that sideways. I did it. I lifted it up. I changed tires. I ruined a pair of slacks and my dress shoes. I was ready to have a meeting in Boise. Anyhow, these dress shoes were Italian shoes. They weren't cheap shoes. Anyhow, I got to Boise. I just bought more shoes. But anyhow, okay, I was 35 years of age. Well, I was traveling in Southern Oregon, and there was a car off the side of the road, just off kind of on the on-ramp, and there it was. I was going to take the on-ramp to get to the bathroom. There it was, flat tire, an old gentleman standing out there, about 80 years old, looking, and he sees me, and he didn't flag me down, but I pulled over, and I said, got a problem? And he says, I'd change this damn thing, but I don't think I better. So he did, so I did. I got out, tire, took care of it. I was in my 60s at that time. Before I retired, 60s, yeah, I was 60. Anyhow, turned out okay. I missed my appointment and probably lost many hundreds of dollars by not being able to make the sale. But anyhow, it was okay. 4 months ago, most of you know, so I don't have to go into it. Anyhow, the two ladies side of the road with this tire off and whatnot, and they were probably in their 40s. So I pulls over, and I have my AAA card I'm going to use. No, we've almost got it done. And it's a big truck-like tire. Can you help us? Yeah, sure. I'm just a young buck still, you know. Anyhow, I learned my lessons, and you know, I think we learn our lessons as we go along in life. And thanks to modern medicine and whatnot, I'm fine now, thank goodness. But I didn't get any younger. Okay. I'd like to close down right now. And in closing, I want to take a drink. I'd like you just to invite yourself to just close your eyes and allow yourself to absorb an affirmation that I love to use. I just love to use this affirmation. On my very next breath, I accept and I know there's a light that fills the universe. It is that forever energy of creation that's rich with divine purpose. It is a light that shines forth to light our way, to give us guidance, to give us direction for right decisions, and to give us wellness and purpose for our life. And for this I give such great thanks. It is the love of God enfolding us. It is the power of God moving through our life. It is the presence of God holding us so near and so dear. And wherever we go, God is. And when I say namaste, I am saying the divine in me honors that divine in you. And the compass of our heart came with us when we were born. It only awaits our awakening to follow as we craft our lives, knowing wherever we go, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for spending your time with me. I've enjoyed enjoyed talking with you. And thank you, Rebecca, for your wonderful music. Let's continue on with that, shall we, please? Thank you. Yeah, just slide right in.
I'll just continue on. Here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Life can be filled with tears and misplaced fears that seem to keep us in the dark. So what if we make mistakes? If we're going to win, then that's the risk that we must take. And some say we've got it all, and if we fall, you get right up and start again. It's time to just see beyond what's been labeled right and wrong if we are going to be free. And we are going to fly, rise up and touch the sky, and take in all the wonder and the wise. And love will light our way, and joy will fill each day, as we learn to just let go and trust our hearts. 'Cause hoping for what we see, not sure that we have got whatever it may take. Just lies that we can let go, and in our hearts let's know that we are all that we need. Oh, and we are born to fly, rise up and touch the sky, and take in all the wonder and the wise. And love will light our way, and joy fill each day, when we learn to just let go and trust our hearts. Oh, and we are born to fly, rise up and touch the sky, and live beyond the reasons and the whys. And let love light our way, and joy fill each day, when we learn to just let go. Breathe and just let go, and trust our hearts. Awesome.
Oh, thank you, guys. Wow, wonderful music today. Really appreciate that. The energy of the heart today. And Don, thank you. So this is a time in our service for our offertory, obviously. So it's that right there in your bulletin. So let us just say our offertory affirmation together. Divine love moving in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
This is a nice little song by here I go. Yes, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Everything in this world goes around, flowing with abundance, it knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love with gratitude and knowing there's always enough. We can
And today, as we gather this offering, this money that keeps us in the flow of circulation, that keeps this church operating and running, and keeps everybody coming back, all of your gift goes towards just making this a better place to be. And we are just so grateful for all the good that comes forth from everything that we give, everything that we do, and everything that we are. And so with so much gratitude in our hearts, we just thank God for everything that is ours and everything that is given to us. So please join me now in saying, "And so it is."
Oh, and let us stand for our prayer of protection and our peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.